The entire...
Check it out. Never knew a friend till I met a foe.
The NBA season is a grind. There's no question about it. And tonight may be another game in the endless stretch of games, but that don't make it any less important. Time to put on my game face and do what I do. Win games.
At 6'6" number 14, the other guard.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche Latina in the NBA. An annual tradition celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Charlotte Hornets. And Miami has possession, trailing by 2. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
The Heat trail by 4.
And for David West last season, the thought was he might increase his production with Paul George out, but the opposite happened. West suffered his lowest scoring output in a decade, only 12 points per game on 47% shooting. Rough showing for the former All-Star.
And the Heat shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Kicks it to Winslow. Out left to the wing. Freak. Just 5 to shoot. Winslow, the pass to Stoudemire. It's deflected. Winslow dishes to Wade. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Wade's got 6.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. The Heat making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. Here's Ginobili. 17 points in his last outing. Spurs passing it around. And here's Mills for 3. It's hauled in by Richardson.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. 51 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. West setting the pick for Ginobili. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Joe Johnson picks one up. And for Manu Ginobili last season, not his best. Down in every measurable category since his rookie year. He's 37, myriad of injuries. You know, but Greg, there's still something so special about that play.
Yeah, I mean, so much of his game is about movement. And Kevin, after 13 full seasons and factoring all of the international competition, you're going to have to start to show some wear and tear, and that's been the case for Manu.
Excellent point. He played 4 pro years overseas before the NBA. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Marjanovic. Here's Mills. Diaw inside. Johnson's there. Diaw can't hit.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Richardson dishes to Winslow. Stoudemire the pass to Johnson. Drills the three-pointer. Johnson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Spurs lead by 2. Live from... And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we...
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu, Tony, and Timmy there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that come on board, whether it's Leonard or Splitter, Mills, Green, or any of the other role players that have come through this Spurs organization.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for San Antonio?
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, they've been really active on the defensive end in terms of applying pressure and coming away with steals.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. The Heat trail by 7. Pass to Winslow. Johnson in the corner. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight. Spurs have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. And Mills kicks it to West. No one near him. Mills can't hit.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else. I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Diaw. That's good. Diaw's got the lead up to 7 now for San Antonio.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Well, I like the craftiness in his game. I mean, he can distribute or he can attack the basket, just like we saw right there.
Freak dishes to Johnson. He feeds it to Freak. Tries a three. Here's Stoudemire. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
For San Antonio, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. Well, the Spurs just don't go on losing streaks very often, Greg. One perk of being a talented veteran group.
Yeah, how about the Spurs lost 4 games in a row twice last year. Over the last decade before that, Kevin, they had only lost 4 games in a row twice. Unbelievable.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Diaw, the pass to West. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw. West has got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a nice adjustment on their part, Greg. Even for the best three-point shooting team, sometimes you got to do a little something different to get your offense going. That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
And so we conclude the first half. It's San Antonio as they wrap up the second quarter with a 13-5 run.
Kevin, I'm here with Eric Spoelstra. And, Coach, tell us what you want to see change in the second half.
Well, the most important thing is taking care of the ball. We have to get shots against this team. They do such a great job of taking care of the ball, possession game. We had, 3 or 4 sloppy ones, gave us some life.
Eric, thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our... Some changes here for the Spurs. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Then for the Heat, Amare Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Luol Deng, and Freak subbed in for Goran Dragic. On the floor for Miami, Freak, he's in at point guard. Stoudemire out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Johnson in at the 3-side.